we are cutting pine, and the object of what we're doing is to try to get the pine out of the forest, or less pine in the forest. It's not native to this area. A lot of this was planted back in the Conservation Corps days, right after the Depression, and it was planted in this area because they had a lot of erosion. A lot of this is all actually farm ground, is where this pine was planted. They farmed it all back, you know, in the 1930s and 20s and 30s, and then the Dust Bowl came in and caused really a lot of the farmers left then because they weren't making money, and so the government came in and planted a lot of this pine in here to help prevent erosion and get something growing back in the forest. And it's done its job. A big one there. So it's done its job, and now we're trying to get it thinned out so that the oaks and the hickories can come back, which oak and hickory is really good for wildlife. I don't think pine has just a whole lot of wildlife value. And the way they got this the way the foresters marked this is there'll be 2 cuts on the pine, I believe. This is the first one, and then probably another 10 years or so they'll come in and do another cut. And basically just trying to open it up so some of the oak seedlings can come in and get established. Right now we are working right up against the property line. You can see the orange, see that orange thing out there right on the other side of the processing head. You may not be able to see it in the camera. That is the timber harvest boundary. It's not a property line, but that is the timber harvest boundary. And at the top here, and that is we're not supposed to fall any trees over that line. And all the slash is supposed to be run over right here so that it's not built up right along the property line. We're putting it all right in front of the tracks. Run it over. And we're going to go right down along the line here, cut everything so it falls the opposite way, and run it over. Drop them on your cab. That's alright. This is a dogwood here. It needs to come out anyway. Dogwood's shade tolerant. And it does throw seed for wildlife, so it is a good wildlife tree. But they throw a lot of shade off, and that doesn't help the oak seedlings. And there's plenty of them, so we can get rid of them. as pine bedding for chickens and rabbits and horses. That's what we're cutting. Also a lot of poplar in here. That's what this is right here. It's a poplar tree. This little one. Poplar likes it likes sun too, and it's pretty aggressive.
So how do you know all these kind of trees?
Oh, you just learn them. It's like going to school. You never stop learning. I don't know them all, that's for sure. So again, we're just chopping this up, running it over. This is nothing here that I can use. Trying to go down along the line here and clear out this line so that we don't drop any trees into it. Cutting here, and we'll take another video later. Maybe we can catch some of Dylan running the forwarder a little bit and show you how that process works. But basically I cut them all up to length, then he comes along and picks them up and carries them to the landing. No log skidders on this job. Cutting this way, you don't use them. This terrain's easy enough to get on with all the forwarders. There's no big hills. And this actually does a really nice job on the residual stand as far as bruising trees, low impact on the ground. It's a little harder. You can't hardly do. It's a little harder to do this method in hardwood though. So, all right, we'll catch you guys later.